What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the RTG Career Mode. This is episode number 11. We start today's stuff here with a useful monthly report, seeing that Liga is back after his one-game suspension, and also Villalba as well. We see the email here showing us that the loan is expiring. We know that already, but no doubt about it. As I said before, and I've said in recent episodes, my number one target for next year, because we will be in La Liga next year, of course, on the back of the win in the last episode. Our 2-0 victory against Las Palmas at the Estadio La Rosaleda sees us promoted with 4 games to go. 10 points clear of Alaves in second as well, which means we head into the first of our final 4 games today away against Deportivo Alaves. If we pick up a point away, that's all we need, or 1 win in our final 4, or 3 draws if you want, then basically we will be promoted, or even 2 draws actually. No, 3 draws. No, 2 draws. No, 3 draws. Yep, 3 draws. Then we will be promoted to La Liga. My maths has never been good, has it? But yeah, anyway, heading into the first game, it would indeed be Deportivo Alaves. And to be fair, like, even though it's done now, like, even though the job is done, we got promoted. And I've said this before, and I know some people don't agree with me on this, and that is totally fine. Everyone is welcome to their own opinions, but I've always felt as though, and again, you can feel free to correct me if you think I'm wrong, or debate this with me if you want, but to me, I've always felt that when you go up to the next division, whether you finish as champions or runners-up, I don't think it really matters. Like I know it's really controversial, and I know that championship champions over the years, and you know, or League One or League Two or whatever league, whatever division, you know, second division or whatever else, you know, I know you'll be sitting there thinking, come on, don't devalue the title, but it's just because, like, the grand prize is the same. The grand prize is promotion. Like, yes, to say you're champions is great, but like here's the thing here. Like, would you rather go up, right, as champions, but then get relegated the following season and go back down to the same division? Or would you rather go up runners-up and then stay up the following year? I mean, yes, I know it's the following season and not the same one, but to me, like, the idea of winning the championship is like, it means the same as me to promotion, unless you set a record, and obviously Burnley had the chance to do it this year. In the end, Reading, of course, they are safe now. Their 106 point record survives. If you set a record, absolutely, I see why that would be absolutely exhilarating. But if it's if it is the championship and solely the championship, no record, nothing like that, just the championship, to me, I'd value it just the same as finishing runners-up. I know that's very controversial. I know not everyone agrees with that, but that's just the way I've always seen it, really. To me, just promotion is good enough on its own without needing to worry about the title. Yeah. Anyway, heading into the first game, like I said, Deportivo Alaves away from home. All we needed to do in this game was grab a point, and we would go up with the championship. And in the end, well, my boys out there, I told them pre-game. I didn't tell them what I just told you. I told them pre-game, lads, you've got to win this game. We've got to win this game. You don't know how much this championship means. They're like, Gaffer, we're promoted anyway. Doesn't matter. We need the championship. So I totally went back on my my opinions there. And in the end, won it by 3-1. Tony Flores with another one, and then bagging a brace again. Lago Jr., the first goal, lovely chip. And whilst Deportivo Alaves did get back in the game, he bags his second brace in 2. 4 in 2 for our rapid forward as he wraps the game up. Final score away in Alaves. Deportivo Alaves 1, Malaga 3. And I got to say, this game I played some really great football as well. Like, that second goal was so nice. Dominated possession in that game there. That was one of those games where everything went according to plan. 3-1, the final score. And there we are. And there you go. And following that, hey Gaffer, not sure what's going to happen now. I wanted to say I've really enjoyed my loan spell at the club. I hope we can make it a permanent deal. Yep, we've been saying it all season long. We want to bring Villalba back. Now we've won the championship and we're going to La Liga. Sporting Gijon won't be joining us. They'll be staying in the second division. Villalba wants to come up with us permanently to La Liga next year. I said, Fran, don't worry about it. You are my number one target next season. So, following the game, following the big win there, now taking on Racing Santander away at El Sardinero, heading into this game here. Title and promotion now in the bag together. So, 3 games to go. Now, my goal is to get to 100 goals in a single season. I haven't done that in God knows how many years. So, heading into the game, El Sardinero away from home. Oh, I'd love El Sardinero to be in the game one day. Racing Santander. I'll always have a soft spot for them after my club and country back in FIFA 15. Yep, always have a soft spot for the Northern Spanish their side here. Taking them on away, we've beaten them by a goal to nil. Loren Zuniga with the goal right before the break. That was a great little counter-attacking move there as well, after a top save by Ruben Yanez initially, and Zuniga gets another one in his pursuit of the golden boot. So 1-0 victory over Racing Santander, one of my old career mode teams there, as you want to again see the email that Fran Villalba's loan is about to expire. It's funny because when you see those emails there, as I release a couple of youth players here, when you see those emails, it's so annoying because you'll get the chief exec saying to you, oh, the loan deal is about to expire, maybe you should contact the club and you know, try and work out a deal. But there's no way of doing that. There's no way of doing that. It's one of those things where it's like, obviously because I've played FIFA career mode for, you know, God knows how many years now, I know that. But I can imagine if you're a new player to the game, getting an email like that must really annoy you because you don't know what to do with it. You can't do anything. Like, it's just a pointless email at that point. But yeah, you can't contact the club. Like, it literally says in that email, contact the club. You can't do it. It's physically impossible. You can't contact the club and try and arrange a future fee until the following. It just, it's one of those things for me that's really, really annoying. Like, one of the two things, EA, like, either give us the option to try and negotiate a transfer outside of the window for a player on loan, or don't send the email. Don't send the email, because it's just winding me up. I can't do anything about that. Like, it's a pointless email at that point, isn't it? But anyway, following game, UD Ibiza from the Balearic Islands coming to the Estadio La Rosaleda here, aiming to keep our unbeaten run alive and also try and get to those 100 goals. We fell behind early in the game, we got back on the turns through Nacho Calderon and then Loren Zuniga with another one. Yep, he was fuming after that red card against Granada, but he's back, baby. Loren Zuniga with another one, chasing that golden boot, gets us in front for the first time, and then with 5 minutes to go, oh, that was a little bit cheeky there from the kid. Tony Flores cut back across the face. It kind of reminded me of Rodrigo's second goal against Chelsea in the week when Valverde cut him the ball back. And I don't know if you guys saw it. If you didn't, you should look it up. It's so funny. It was such a disrespectful FIFA type of goal. He basically just stopped, was about to walk it in, and then just poked it in from 2 yards out. It kind of reminded me of that. Like, he just stopped so the goalkeeper would fall to the floor, then swiveled and finessed it past him. But 3-1 the final score, and it's nice to know in our penultimate game of the season, and in the game where awarded the trophies in front of the home fans, Luis Munoz lifts the Segunda Division title aloft. Malaga beat Ibiza 3-1 and are champions in our penultimate game of the season. And I've got to say as well, like, you know, this year, I said, you know, at the start of the season, we drew with Deportivo Alaves on match day 1. I felt as though this year, like playoffs were my minimum expectation. Don't get me wrong. Like, here's the thing, right? Even though we're regarded as a mid-table side with the quality of this Malaga team, the thing is, you know, when you're playing at a lower standard of football, you should always be targeting, if not automatic promotion, then a playoff place, because when you are taking on a lower standard of team, it can be quite easy to, I'm not going to say it can be quite easy to beat them, but it can be quite easy to exploit them. Think of how many goals this season we scored on the counter. Think of how many goals we scored whipping the ball in from set pieces, and that's because the physicality in the lower leagues, and I've talked about this a lot, is so important. And we've got a quick team. It's not the strongest, yes, but I mean, you've seen us score quite a few goals from headers this year. That's because the players can jump quite high, and we've got decent height, I suppose, in the back line. But even so, like, it's not a surprise we've gone up, but going up as champions, that was not the aim. I wanted to go up. I felt as though we were good enough to go up, but going up with the championship, that just sweetens the deal. So buzzing for that. We are heading to La Liga. It was my target this year, don't get me wrong, but to have done it with a few games to spare and the championship as well, it's got to feel good, hasn't it? Got to feel good. Now the question is, can we finish strong, keep the unbeaten run going, extend it to 11 games, and also hit the 100 goal mark as well? I really wanted to do both. Final game of the season, Burgos away from home. Fran, is this his last goal in the Malaga shirt? Absolutely not. It might well be this season, but it won't be forever. We're bringing him back next year. 11 goals for Fran as he gives us the lead. Burgos went down to 10 men early though. I've barely seen this, but That was crazy. Like, seriously, 2 yellow cards in the first half. I can't remember the last time I saw that, but even so, Burgess went down to 10 men. Although, to be fair, that second yellow card could have been a red card on its own. It was such a bad challenge, but even so, we'd end up getting another goal as well soon before, right before the break, I should say, with Loren Zuniga going for that golden boot, making it 2-0. 2 goals in 6, but unfortunately, whilst we did extend the unbeaten run to 11 games, really, really great record to end the season off with the championship. Yeah, I mean, I was a little bit disappointed I couldn't get to 100 goals. I should have done so. I had a whole second half to play there. I only need the 1 goal in the end. Couldn't find it. But even so, it's not going to detract from a great season. 97 points on the board for Malaga. 16 points clear of Granada, who go up with us in second place. And I've got to say, I'm quite happy about that as well, because I wanted some more Andalusia derbies next season. So that's really cool to see. It's one of those moments where, like, as Tenerife, Alaves, Levante and Eibar go into the playoffs, it's one of those moments where, like, people say this a lot, but, like, sometimes they don't want their rivals to go up without them or to get relegated because you want the fixtures next year. That's kind of how I felt. Yeah, Granada are our rivals, don't get me wrong, but I still want to play them. I still want to play them every year, and we will next season in La Liga. And also Eibar are going up with us too next season as well. Anyway, following that, we had no players in team of the season. What? What? Are you serious? That's it. I've given up on Team of the Season awards as Villarreal won the Copa del Rey this year. AZ Alkmaar beat Slavia Prague in the Europa Conference League. The Europa League was a very interesting one here. The finalists could have been a Champions League finals. Manchester United versus Bayern Munich, and the Red Devils came out on top. A repeat of the 1999 Champions League final as Manchester United won by 2-1. Same scoreline as that 99 win as well. And Liverpool, Champions League winners this year, beating Inter Milan by 2-0. So that's it for season 1 with Malaga, and I've got to say, like I mentioned earlier, no doubt about it, job done. I said this year we want to get promoted, and obviously, as I said, it wouldn't have mattered how we won the championship, gone up via the playoffs or gone up as runners-up. I'd still be satisfied no matter what. But to have won the championship and to have done it with several games to go as well, that's got to feel good, and it definitely does. And as I run you through the team here, one final time, a look at this Malaga team, I've got to say, I'm excited. Yes, there are still a few players in their 30s that we will want to ship on next season, and Dai, Burgos, Romalo here as well. Obviously, Ruben Yanez is 29 years old, I think, but Manolo Reina is like 38. He's going to need to go. I will try and shift on quite a few players in their 30s, but I think I will try and keep Lagos Jr., even though he's 32 now. It was really good for me this year. Very, very underrated indeed. But it's an exciting future for Malaga. There's some really good young talent here, not just the players out of the academy, such as Nacho Calderon, Tony Flores, the lads out on loan as well, but even some of the players that were here already. El Ahab was really good for me, the attacking midfielder. We're going to bring Fran Villalba back in his early to mid-20s and still grow. He's 25 now, but still growing anyway. And obviously the boys in the back line as well. Juan Day, 23 years old. Juan Day is my oldest starting centre-half in this team at 23. It's a really exciting Malaga team, so we're just going to get better. And I can't wait for next season, I really can't. This year, my standout performers going forward, Tony Flores, 10 goals and 15 assists. Fran Villalba, absolutely sublime this year. El Ahab was a great backup attacking midfielder for me, with 11 goals in 23 as well. And of course, the boy up top, Loren Zuniga as well, top scorer, golden boot winner. This is a really exciting Malaga team. Our better players this year were our youngsters, and Zuniga, of course, as well. Sorry, not Zuniga, and Lagos Jr. as well. But for Loren Zuniga, he's the most exciting of the lot. Up free rating 68-7 overall, just 20 years old, but 30 goals and 15 assists in 34 games. Can he do it in La Liga? Well, we'll be definitely pinning our hopes on him. I don't need to buy a new striker with this guy banging him in left, right and centre. But as we all head into the new season, we do decide to take one final look at our academy here. I'd say the two best prospects so far, Antonio Avila, the Spanish winger, and also Samar Ibrahim. It's kind of frustrating because in our play style and in our system, they're not really where I want to play them on that right-hand side as a right winger. I'd rather move them forward. But heading into the new season, I would say next year, going forward, no problems. I don't need to change my attack. We've got 99 goals in La Liga this year. That was the best goal-scoring record in the division. But we have one of the worst records defensively in the top 10. For next season, yes, our back three is quite young, but we're going to need to improve massively if we are to stay in La Liga. But that went into this episode of the RTG Crew, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't, like, most of you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the brand new season, Season 2, our first year back in La Liga, very soon.